When people hear the word dark web, they imagine criminals, hackers, and hidden markets. But the real story begins much earlier. Long before anyone even knew the internet would become what it is today. Picture the early 1990s. The internet was still a strange new experiment. Most people didn't even know what online meant. And in the middle of this quiet digital world, a small group of computer scientists were working on something strange. They were trying to build a network where no one could be tracked. A place where you could communicate privately, without governments or companies spying on you. This wasn't created by criminals. It was created by the US Navy. Yes, the same military power that builds aircraft carriers was secretly building a tool for anonymous communication. They needed a way for spies, reporters, and intelligence officers to send messages from anywhere in the world without being traced. This idea later became the foundation for something called the Onion Router, or Tor. Tor wasn't built to hide crime. It was built to protect secrets. But here's the twist. Once the technology became public, people realized it could also hide everything else. As early internet users explored Tor, they found something unexpected. Hidden pages. Websites with strange names ending in onion instead of com or net. These pages were invisible to Google, invisible to normal browsers, and invisible to anyone who didn't know exactly how to reach them. It felt like walking into a silent alley behind a giant city. No signs, no addresses, only doors without labels. Some doors opened forums, where activists discussed privacy. Others opened to whistleblowers sharing leaked documents. Journalists used it to talk to sources in dangerous countries. But slowly, a different kind of visitor arrived. Curious ones, reckless ones, criminal ones, and the dark web started to evolve. By the early 2000s, the hidden world had fully taken shape. But it was still small, still quiet, like a ghost town with only a few lights turned on. Everything changed in 2011. Because that was the year the first empire of the dark web was born. A man known only as Dread Pirate Roberts launched a site called Silk Road. He claimed it would be a marketplace for freedom, a place where the government couldn't control what people bought or sold. But freedom quickly turned into something else. Silk Road became the Amazon of the underworld. Everything illegal that you can imagine started appearing there. Vendors, reviews, customer support, secure payments. It was shocking how professional it looked. Like a normal e-commerce site, except every product was something no one should be selling. For the first time ever, the world realized the dark web wasn't just a hidden alley anymore. It was becoming a whole underground city, and authorities had no idea how to stop it. At this moment, the real history of the dark web truly began. A cat and mouse game that continues even today. After Silk Road exploded in popularity, thousands of users poured into the dark web. Not just criminals, curious people, researchers, undercover agents. The place became a chaotic mix of everything. Silk Road was earning millions. Dread Pirate Roberts believed he was untouchable because Tor protected him. But what he didn't know was that the FBI had started watching. Quietly, patiently. Imagine two giant forces facing each other in a digital shadow world. On one side, the world's most powerful intelligence agencies. On the other, people who thought anonymity made them invisible. The FBI spent 2 full years trying to unmask the owner of Silk Road. They couldn't track his IP. They couldn't hack Tor, so they tried something else. Studying his writing style, his small mistakes, tiny clues hidden in thousands of messages, and then one day, they found him. In 2013, FBI agents walked into a library in San Francisco and arrested a young man sitting quietly with his laptop open. Silk Road was shut down. Billions in illegal goods vanished overnight, but the victory didn't last. The moment Silk Road fell, hundreds of new marketplaces rose up to replace it. Agada, Alphabet, Gansa, Dream Market, each one bigger, smarter, more secure. It became a digital arms race. Developers created advanced encryption tools. Market owners built complicated escrow systems. Hackers launched attacks on rivals. Law enforcement agencies formed secret global alliances. Sometimes, the authorities won. Sometimes, the criminals did. In 2017, Alphabet, one of the largest dark web markets ever, mysteriously disappeared. Users panicked. Billions vanished. Only later did people discover the truth. It was a massive international sting operation involving the FBI, Europol, and even the Canadian government. But right when everyone thought the dark web would collapse, it evolved again. New marketplaces appeared, but now they were more cautious, invite-only, hidden, protected by advanced AI-based security. The dark web was no longer a marketplace, it had become an entire ecosystem. There were hackers selling zero-day exploits, fraudsters selling stolen identities, groups sharing leaked databases, and deep in the corners, forums where no normal person would ever want to go. Yet the dark web also had another side. Activists, journalists, whistleblowers. The same tool used for crime was also protecting truth-tellers in countries where speaking freely was dangerous. This dual nature created a strange paradox. The dark web was both harmful and helpful, evil and good, a monster and a shield. And while the world tried to understand it, something even bigger was happening quietly. AI was entering the dark web. Today's dark web is nothing like the early days. It's smarter, faster, and more unpredictable than ever. AI has changed everything. Underground developers have built AI tools that help criminals automate attacks, generate malicious code, bypass security systems, and analyze stolen data. It's like having a digital assistant for crime. But the other side also upgraded. Cybersecurity companies now use AI to scan onion sites, track suspicious patterns, and predict upcoming attacks before they happen. It's a silent war, where both sides use the same technology. This has pushed the dark web into a new era, an era where machines play a bigger role than humans. Old markets have become smaller and more private. New platforms appear without warning. Anonymous groups use AI to hide deeper, and governments are trying everything to keep up. But here's the real twist. Even after all the arrests, all the shutdowns, all the global operations, the dark web never dies. It only changes shape, because as long as people want privacy, secrecy, or freedom from surveillance, the dark web will remain alive in some form. It'll rebuild itself, evolve, and find new ways to survive. The story isn't about criminals. It's about the internet itself. An internet where everything visible has a shadow, and every shadow has a deeper layer behind it. The history of the dark web is really the history of human behavior online. Curiosity, fear, rebellion, greed, hope. And right now, as AI becomes more powerful, the next chapter is already forming. A chapter none of us have seen yet. A chapter that could reshape everything we know. If you want more deep, mysterious stories like this, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to uncover.